Introducing Auto Parallax. Create stunning side-scrolling parallax effects in seconds. Simply drag and drop your layers into After Effects, and Auto Parallax does the rest.
So I'm here at Canva. You can create a free account with Canva. I'm using my pro account. I will show you what you can do when it comes to creating transparent backgrounds, because you're going to need the pro account in order to create transparent backgrounds. We can go over to a free software called Photopea. So I'll show you that also. So what we'll do, start off, create a design, click here, and then custom size. I want 1920 by 1080. I'll create my design. So I want to be creating 5 layers. So I've already got my prepared assets ready, but what I'll do, I'll show you for how to create layers from scratch. So what we can do, for example, we can just type in grass, and you can see some of these have got a crown. That's for pro users. I think it's worth it. But anyway, I'll use a free one. I'll click this grass here, and what I need to do is just line it up correctly, and I'll press Control and D to duplicate, or you can just right mouse button and press duplicate here. Duplicate here. Like that. Okay, and what I'll do now, I would download it, and then click transparent, because I'm a pro user. As you see, there's a crown there. So if you're using the free account, you can't do this. So I'll show you an alternative. So I'll go ahead and press download. So download. Okay. That's what you'll do. And what I'll do quickly, I'll show you how to remove the background in Photopea. Okay, so what I'll do now, I'll delete this, and I'll use my assets. Okay, so here we go. I'll bring my asset, set images background. I'll go to edit image. Actually, no, I won't do that. I'm just gonna download it straight without the transparent background, so I can show you for free users how to remove the background. So download, go to Photopea. Here's one I've done earlier. So what I'll do, I'll bring it in. It's the wrong one. Okay, so now what I need to do, see these icons on the left? This icon here, magic 1, that's what you want. It's at a tolerance of 60, so the higher the number, higher the tolerance, the more it will erase. So sometimes you got to be careful. So I'll click on this white background here. That's what I want to get rid of. And then closely, let me see. You can see these dotted lines around the edge of the layer. That means it's selected, and it's going around here as well. It's rectangle shape. And so I want to delete that. And all I do is press delete on the keyboard. There's still a line around it, and I'll just press Control D to get rid of it. And now set to download. I can just export it now as a PNG. 1920 by 1080. Save. So now I'll go back to Canva, but this is for users without a pro account. So this is a way to get around it. You know, Photopea is a very good piece of software. It's free. So, okay, so I'll continue. I want to do layer 2 now. The layer 2 would be the roads. Okay, so I need to put that in place. Set image as background. Okay, that's in place now. I'll go to background remover. Okay, nope, don't need to do that. I forgot actually, it's actually transparent because you can't, there's nothing there in the background, so I don't need to do that. Layer 3 would be the trees. Set image as background. Layer 4 will be these hills. Set image as background. So you can start to see it's building up now. And then the last there would be the clouds. You can't see them because they're white, but what I'll do, so you can see what's going on, I'll just choose background black, so you can see what's going on. But I won't transport it like that. So I won't export it like this. I'll change it back to white. Change the color back to white. But I know where it is because obviously I can see the outline here. Okay. So what I do now, I would obviously download them individually just to make sure they're okay. One by one. Download. Transfer background. Page 1. Okay. So I won't go through the process of downloading. I'm sure you know how to download. So I'll download them. And then now what you do, go back to the home page. And we need to change the width now, because basically with those 1920 by 1080 layers, those templates, we need to put them in a bigger composition. We need to put them in a width of 5760 by 1080. So the height is still the same, but the width is longer. So basically it's 3 times 1920. Okay. So what I'll do now, those layers are downloaded, we've got to start the process again. So now I've got to include this into this composition 3 times. So what I'll do, I'll just drag it out and you can see the numbers. So you've got to make sure, like it says there, 1920 by 1080, that's okay, all right? And then I'll press Control D to duplicate and I'll line it up. Canva is very good because obviously it's got these automatic guides so you can see where you're at. So you can see it's highlighted in the middle. And so that's cool. What I need to do with the middle one, not always, but on this particular instance, I need to flip it horizontally. Okay, so basically the first 1920 by 1080 the first and third one need to be the same, but the middle one you flip. Not always, but in order for this loop to work, you need it like this. Okay, so I'll explain a bit more what I mean. Okay, so this one, the first one and the third one are the same. This one is flipped, okay? So that's one template, yeah? That's the first one we need. And then what I would do, I would download it, then I'll re-import it back in again. I'll show you what I mean quickly. Just download it. The reason I do this is so it's all grouped together. As you see here, it's not grouped together. And so when you try to remove the background for each of them, it becomes complicated and sometimes it doesn't work properly. So I just figured download it as one, group together, and import it again. There you go. I can get rid of this now. See? Okay, so it's one. And then now it's easier for me to remove the background. You're not doing three, you're just doing one. And to check that it's done, you can see the grey and white squares that shows that it's got a transparent background. And then what I'll do, click transparent background here, as if you got the pro account, and then download, okay? But I'll do that at the end. Okay, so now we need to do it for the second layer. So the second layer is the road. So drag it to the corner, stretch it to its 1920 by 1080, as we can see. Control and D to duplicate. Drag this one to the middle. You can see the guidelines here. Okay. And then I'll Control D again to duplicate and drag this one to the end. Okay, you notice I didn't flip the middle one because it won't look right. So I'll leave it as normal. So sometimes it needs to be flipped, sometimes it don't. So that looks okay, but there's only one problem. Like if I zoom in carefully, you can see there's these lines and they will show up when you're animating. It doesn't look professional. So what I'll do to get around this, we need a shape layer. The shape, we use the shape here. So what I'll do, I'll basically drag it to the side just a bit, and then I want to have it the same color as the road. So I'll click into the color, click into add new color, and I'll choose the color picker tool because I want to pick the color of the road. So now I've got the same color, and what I need to do now is just line this up. Line this up with the road. Hold on. It's about right. And then I'll go to position and put it to the back. So now we don't see those lines. It covers up those lines. So that's the way to get rid of any seams. You try to find the same color. You use the same color and you add it to the shape and you pull it behind. Or sometimes you can use the draw tool, depends, and you can just color it in. But you got to be very precise, depends. What you prefer. Okay, so the road's done. And like I said, I will just download this as one. I wouldn't press the I wouldn't press transparent background first off. I would do it after I've imported it back in, because like I say, it's 3 layers at the moment and they're not grouped, and so you just want to download it as one, and so you can put it back in. So now we'll do the third one. Third one is the trees. Remember, fetch it out 1920 by 1080. Duplicate, Control and D. Duplicate again, Control and D, so they're all lined up. I haven't flipped this one. So for the third layer, with this particular tool, the third layer in After Effects, you don't need to flip the middle layer here. That's just to let you know. Okay. All right. So that's done. And you know the procedure by now. You'll download it without the transparent background, import it back in, then you remove the background either in Canva or Photopea. And then now this is the fourth layer. It'll make sense when it's all done, when I bring it over to After Effects. Okay, Control D. Control D. This one needs to be flipped. This is the fourth layer. And now, actually, you can see, I can see those, hold on. If I go in closely, I can see the seams. I can see there's a line. There's a faint line. I can see it, and it will, like I say, when it's side scrolling, you'll see it, and it becomes very annoying. So what I'll do again is find a shape. I want that square shape layer. Drag it out. Line it up. Before I line it up, we need to pick a color. We need to choose the same color as this color here. There we go. And what I'll do, I'll line it up. Yeah, like that. It's about here. And then what I'll do, position, bring it to the back. Like that. So it hides those seams. Okay. So now I'll download it, re-import it, and then obviously I'll press the edit image button and then remove background. And then when I download, I'd also click on transparent background here. Okay. And the last one is the clouds. This is fairly an easy process, to be honest with you. So even though we can't see the clouds, they're there. So, okay. This is the test. Look. You can see they're there. Control D to duplicate. This one, like I say, on the fifth layer, it needs to be flipped horizontally. So the first one and the third one are the same. This one's flipped. Okay. But obviously what I'll do, I'll change this back to white. I was just showing you that the clouds are there. They're there. And you download them. So now you got your 5 layers done. All right. 1, 2, you got the road. Layer 2, you got the bushes. Layer 3, layer 4, you got the hills. And then layer 5, you got the clouds. So now I'll take it over to After Effects and we'll start animating. So welcome to the animated Auto Parallax tool within After Effects. So I'll give you a short tutorial how to use it. So we've got 5 layers, layer 1, layer 2, layer 3, layer 4, layer 5, and we've got an optional background here, okay? So in order to replace these layers, you double click into this layer here, the first one, like so. I'm gonna go to my folder where I want to find a layer to replace it with. So it's this one here. I'll drag and drop into this composition. You see it's popped up there. Perfect size. You don't need to move it or adjust it. All you need to do is hide the layer that you're replacing. So there you go, just hide it. And then here you see it says final. Final is where all the layers are kept. And this is where you'll see your whole scene. So now we've done layer 1, need to do layer 2 now. So we'll check which one is layer 2. I'll just hide it, and now we see that the gray layer is there too. So click into that, like so. Go to the folder where your 5760 by 1080 layer is. So I want this one here, the road. Drag and drop. You can see it's been replaced, and now we can just hide that layer underneath. Go back to final. See it's added. So I'll continue this until we're all done. So I'll click into layer 3. Go to my folder. Look for layer 3. Layer 3 would be which one is it? This one here. As a word of warning, layer 3 is different from the other layers in sense. So these are made, each of these layers are made of 3 1920 by 1080 templates. As you can see, there's 3 of them. So 1, 2, 3. And usually the third one here is flipped when you do it in After Effects or Photoshop, wherever you create your 5760 by 1080 layers. Just know that the third one is not flipped. You don't need to flip it, but all the others have been flipped. You'll understand that when you start creating your layers. Okay, so now let me just unhide that. There we go. Go back to final. You can see it's there. So now we want layer 4. Layer 4 is this one. There we go. We hide that layer. You can see it's got transparent background. Layer 5 would be here. And layer 5 would actually be some clouds. We can hide that now. So like I say, the last one is a solid. And we can change the color if you want to, it's optional. So in order to change the color, obviously you've highlighted it. Solid, you go to solid settings because it's solid. And I can just change it to black, so it's nighttime. Or we can give it a lighter blue. Let's see. Yeah, maybe that goes. Give it a lighter blue like that. And that's it. That's basically it. I've left the link for the Auto Parallax effect tool down below in the description. So thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.